basically a prerequisite into Dom, who again, I think has been having a wonderful series, and Dom Kia, truly the only team that prioritizes the Karma this highly, able to and willing to play it into effectively every single matchup, every single lane.
Yep.
The prio that it provides for Dom, I'm always going to be happy about.
Nope, it's absolutely fantastic. This is something that T1 used to do a whole lot as well, but have since sort of foregone the Karma on the bottom side, wanting to utilize Carrier for other things, but Gen G going to pick up the horse. It's been a long time since we've seen Hecarim. Of course, I think he's on a bit of a losing streak here in the LCK at the moment, but still, if utilized correctly, is very, very powerful. Hecarim Ari, an opportunity here, and Chovy is looking to lock that one down. This combination has been very, very strong, and Gen G with a dive composition. This is what DRX used to clinch third place, I believe, in around week 7. It was dive compositions like this that just looked extraordinarily difficult to play into.
Xayah has opened though, and Xayah loves dive.
True.
Absolutely adores it. Now, of course, there is the opportunity. Oh, Ezreal's even worse. Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah. This is just a lane that is very, very comfortable for Damwon.
And with the amount of POGs that Dom has been able to pick up in playoffs already, I think him being like, yeah, I'll look Ezreal here. I'll get it done, is a worrying sign for Gen G. Now, that comp does have a lot of power, and it disincentivizes picks that are going to have a lack of mobility. Vex would make sense here. LeBlanc is obviously the other big one, and it doesn't surprise me that Showmaker is going to opt into that one. The Ari LeBlanc matchup, one we've seen many a time. Gone both sides. I personally feel like with what we've seen generally that the LeBlanc is slightly favored, but we've seen players like Faker pull out the Ari and just straight up win, as there is the opportunity to ban out certain champions here, but if Damwon Kia, like, okay, you don't have to ban Malphite. You know, I know, I'm a bit of a broken record, but you have to ban Gragas, 100%. Because if you play a dive composition and chase top into Gragas, good luck.
No, you're having a bad time. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, you have to. I wonder what the other ban is going to be. There is, of course, still no jungler, no top laner here for Damwon Kia available, and thank God.
Yep, the Graggy Ice comes out. Of course, it's Score standing behind them. He is the best Gragas player that, Korea has ever seen, right? Over the longest career. So, look, he's going to identify the Gragas angle.
He knows the lines.
He does, absolutely. He's been a hillbilly his whole life on that Gragas. Absolutely fantastic stuff. But Damwon Kia, what are they going to be banning away here? Because the bottom lane is yet to be locked in by Gen G. And certainly a few picks that do synergize with the dive style. The Nautilus to come through, of course, Nautilus Hecarim, very, very popular. And we'll see whether they keep their eyes on the support.
Yeah, because there's a lot of different directions you can go into here as Gen G. You can go into the Kai'Sa, obviously a notable one.
Yeah.
You can even go for a really heavy punish lane and pick up Ruler's Kalista, which is something that we haven't really seen, but at the beginning of the split was still very often banned. The Volibear popular response into the Hecarim now taken away.
True.
So for Damwon Kia, I wonder what they want to go in for here, because of course it's the one downside for anything that Gen G is going to pick. Playing into the Karma lane means that you do actually need to have a support that is able to have a modicum of pressure, because otherwise you're just going to get shoved in. You don't really have the ability to pick up things. I was going to say Yuumi. I don't even... It's obviously really good with the Hecarim and with the Ari, but picking a Yuumi lane into Ezreal Karma is kind of asking to get put very far behind.
It's Lehens, right? Which is, I guess,
I think the ban is fine, but it could have been a choice made by Gen G. Instead, this is as cookie cutter as it gets.
Yep. Leona not going to be giving anything away. Gen G holding their counter pick for Ruler. He has been their ace in so many of these games throughout the organization's history. As Damwon Kia, what are they going to be putting in the jungle and the top side is our question now. We want disengage, and we want the ability to stop this horse from running amok. The Viego has been very powerful in the early stages of the game, with a lot of power to give to Canyon in this one, and that one will be locked away here. Bertle, does he just go back to the Graves? There's a chance that...
Yes!
Oh, the Malphite comes in! All right! Okay! Oh, we got a series on our hands. It's fantastic. It's all over my hands. It's all over them. Absolutely fantastic stuff.
I love it. I'm very happy, Atlas. I don't know. I mean, you know. I've bored you to death with this. And do you think that the Kai'Sa is the perfect addition to this overall lineup? But I'm looking at the Damonkia composition and the amount of kite back and re-engage that comp has available, not okay.
No.
And unlike the previous game where I felt like Gen G had a pretty clear angle in draft, I still think they have a lot of power available, but this is the type of comp where if you fall behind, if you don't hit your crucial spikes, you're gonna get hit by the rock.
All right, so now we've got the Onslaught of Shadows and the Unstoppable Force. We unfortunately don't have the Scion to bring them both together with his Unstoppable Onslaught, but that is okay. We have each side of that rock, paper, scissors. And Danny and Score going to battle one another as we move towards game number 2. Damonkia, an opportunity for match point. Gen G able to bring us to a best of 3, which I think almost everyone is hoping for. Even if you're a Damonkia fan, you don't want this to be just a quick 3-0. No. You want to be seeing as much of this matchup as we possibly can. We got the Malphite this time around. We'll see whether Bertle is going to be able to use it appropriately into the Jace. We've seen the punish work out before. I believe it was Keen, one of the people that brought it out first, and really did demonstrate that it can work out.
Also wonder what we're going to see from Ruler here. The AP version of Kai'Sa obviously synergizes very well with the Jace.
Yeah.
And I think also does a lot better into specifically the Malphite, because going for a more aggressive AD build is going to feel very, very bad. Even in the later stages of the game, but whether that's going to actually happen or not remains to be seen. And it's going to, I think, have a big influence on how the composition of Gen G plays out, because my expectation is that Ruler's going to go for either hybrid or AD build, in which it is just a full-on dive composition. But if he ends up going into the...
I think it might be the AP. I think they'll just go double poke with the Jace Kai'Sa.
That's what I think is the safer choice.
Yeah.
And actually allows you to the plasma stacks to actually deal with Bertle, who is going to be a very happy Malphite this game, because especially if Ruler again goes for the AD build, you are feeling really good. Because there is a lot of AD damage. There is a Ahri, which is okay, but if Ahri's dropping full rotations into Malphite, then Malphite's very happy.
Yeah, you're probably having a good time.
You are, yeah. And
Showmaker and Chovy already getting aggressive against one another. And Foxfire is actually going to win out the trade pretty nicely there for Chovy in this early stage of the game. Ruler in the hands helping Peanut out here as he starts off on his blue buff. We've got similar pathing towards the top side of the map for both Gen G and Damwon. We'll see whether that means that the Malphite and Jace lane is going to get a bit of attention as Bertle. Second game on the Malphite so far, and first time worked out a treat.
So is this a bot lane matchup, clearly, or mid lane matchup rather, for Chovy, already applying so much pressure here early on. And
yep.
Yeah, this is the downside of leashing for Hecarim. Peanut, especially with a blue side start, going to feel very happy about that. But at the same time, it gives Callum and Doctam even more control. Kenyon, though, is pathing towards top side, so expect that with the knowledge that Peanut is presumably pathing towards top side of the leash, we're not going to see Callum and Doctam feel too at risk, should be able to just freely shove up here until a little bit later in the game. Not expecting a level 3 gank either, because that is a bit of a flip, especially on Hecarim, champion that loves to just get 2 points in queue. Yep. And then full clear his entire jungle in about 3 minutes and 50 seconds. It's Kenyon. Again, did this a previous game as well.
Yeah, Chain is going to connect. He gets the flash out of Chovy immediately. And Canyon's going to chase him down. Chovy had so much control in this lane. That added respite by getting the Summoner spell this early. Absolutely huge from Showmaker. Felt like Chovy was starting to run away with it in a matchup that shouldn't necessarily get this far ahead. He's definitely been playing very, very well so far.
One downside of this for Canyon is that his topside clear is going to be heavily delayed. Will be able to make his way over to the Krugs. And will, from there on, get himself the bot side scuttle. But Peanut, Pink's going down, has Prio in both lanes. Or has Prio in top, mid's backing. So expecting him to go for an invade into the blue buff. Knows, of course, that Canyon did not opt into clearing that camp. And that might be a little bit of a punish here. He's going to ward it, but not going to take the risk here. Oh, no. I like it. I think that should be able to do so as Kalen.
Bennett play, bit of an aggressive engagement here as Kalen does have the Inspire. Ruler's in trouble as Doctom's found him. Oh dear, Kalen's extraordinarily low and Canyon's down here. It's going to be first blood going to the Ezreal and the hands limps his way out. 0 summoner spells remain for Gen G on the bottom side, so that could just happen again. Chains connect as well as Showmaker goes back, doesn't get the extra proc, respects the charm. Peanut will be able to get this top lane, top side farm, so that is certainly good. But Damonkia trading up in this one.
Canyon heavily sacrificing his own experience, his own level, and I don't know he was in vision as, man, I hope we get a replay of that because this is a key example of Doctom's Ezreal just built different.
Oh, that's a flash forward. Bertle's looking for the solo kill. Will the wagon wheel come out? As the change of stance comes in there, Bertle now going to get that speed up. Good little boot back there with the hammer. And Bertle is going to be moved out of there. Doran holds onto his flash as well, crucially, so that solo kill does not come in.
That's really big, because if Doran is forced to flash that, then at 6, the setup for the Unstoppable Force is basically unmatchable. Instead, Bertle crucially oversteps at a very early point and is still going to be fine in the 1v1. It's more about the pressure that he will have in a possible play towards top side.
Good charm, and the turret shot comes in as well. Showmaker in a little bit of trouble.
But the takeaway here, of course, as we saw that bot side play, is that Doctom's Ezreal is already up a kill.
Charm had landed. Showmaker was just dead.
Oh yeah, he would have died. I don't know if this much limit testing is well advised into Chovy's Ahri.
I definitely don't think so. I appreciate the courage. That's a lot of bravery that was shown by Showmaker. However, unnecessary, I believe. As Bertle just rock solid up here towards the top side of the map on this Malphite, down about a wave. As of course the early lane should still be great for the Jace.
Just wagon wheeled a minion and didn't kill it.
Yeah, that's
very sad.
That feels real bad. Seismic Shard, of course, is what we're referring to when we say wagon wheel. Is this is for 2v2 on the bottom side. Pretty key victory for Damonkia, honestly, being able to find this pressure point because everywhere else there was none.
Kalen just plays it out really nicely, right? Uses the little bit of healing that he gets from his W, and then subsequently also forces out or baits out rather the flash from Lahans. So Lahans is down a flash, doesn't even get the kill, and overall, what we're kind of worried for, and the reason why we see this karma prior be as high as it has been for Damonkia is this.
Yeah.
Doctom rather, it's already up 12 CS, and yes, there was something gained for Gen G, but it's just farm for Peanut, and that's nice, but in of itself, not really going to feel like a even or worthwhile trade.
Nope. And they're going to be able to grab the Drake as well. Bottom side control absolutely there, as Lahens is going to block a Mystic shot by Hex splashing over the wall. Control vision is there as Canyon has found Peanut. He's going to be blue buff secured, and the Viego is just going to get out of there. Spotting exactly where the horse is important. As you can see, he's ahead by a few camps. As Showmaker again sidesteps a charm. This time gets the health lead from the trade. 7-3, bit of an advantage here as Lahens gets over the wall. Not going to find the Shield of Daybreak or anything like that as Gen G not getting in there. Bertle. See whether he can actually get any notable wins as the Seismic Shard is going to connect. 6-3, going to be our Malphite win rate thus far. One of those wins was, in fact, Bertle in the regular season.
Misses the cannon, which is unfortunate. And, of course, Jonah Strong points that out, as per usual.
Yep, we need to get a little zoom in.
But the key issue, of course, is that the lead that Doran has been able to get now should be the only lead that he gets. Because Bertle still wasn't backed after his first one, is currently sitting on 2 cloth armors. When that turns into a Warden's Mail, which is what I assume we're going to be seeing picked up here early, the matchup is just going to get worse and worse, and the kill pressure from the Malphite is going to be there, especially once Flash is available as well, and he can follow up. And overall, Gen G is still going to be very strong around the teamfight stage, and that's where we're going to be looking.
Positioning. There's the ulti from Chovy, looking for the opportunity. Great Orbit Deception, the flash out of the charm as Peanut is still going. Canyon going to try and get in here and answer, and Peanut was already dead regardless. That is the kill going over to both junglers. as Chovy is still alive. That's important because he gets control of the wave. There have been even trades this game, and you can see the gold is represented exactly thus.
But when we look at where the gold is, it's a little lead on Doran, which is good, but I think might run into some issues actually leveraging that lead as we get deeper into the lane. Now played at Steel Caps, picked up for Birdle, and more importantly, Doctom is getting so monstrously far ahead. We're going to be looking at another blade going over here in just a little bit, and yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. They have Vision of Peanut as well. And with that kill, Canyon is actually kind of back into the game. Canyon was very far behind in terms of gold, in terms of itemization compared to Peanut. And will be feeling a lot better.
That's the flash then is played immediately. The flash comes out. Great solar flare from Lahans as Doctom down to 200 health. Lahans in trouble though as he's burning down. But he is going to survive. Kellen not enough damage back. And they punish the Ezreal bottom lane.
And that's right there is why we have seen Kai'Sa be used as a counter into the Ezreal, right? Whereas the poke is nice. Once the Killer Instinct becomes available, the matchup completely changes. One big Killer Instinct, a little bit of CC, and an isolated Q can completely shift. But the flip side, that play, as nice as it was, did also pick up Canyon a Rift Herald. So now, I think the overall gold trade is going to be even out in the end. Right now, it's a little bit of a lead for Gen G. And I am liking what I'm seeing from Peanut, right? Trying to spread his influence around the map as much as possible. Really good engagement from the hands there as well. But the kill going over to the Leona as well is rather unfortunate. Yeah. When he could have gone to Hakrim, could have gone to Ruler. Ruler in particular would have loved it. Is going, as we pointed out, but I am really happy about for the AP build. Which, or maybe go for the hybrid, which we haven't seen much of.
I think it's going to be the hybrid. The one went for...
Yeah, the Nashor's Tooth, which I really like. I think that's the way to go here. Because it still allows you to play like an AD carry, which we know Ruler loves to do, but also allows you to actually get through something like the Malphite. Even with that kill on Doctom, he's not bothered, and he's still pushing.
And also, you can use Killer Instinct to avoid things like the Unstoppable Force.
Absolutely.
You have good hands. Yeah. And Ruler's hand's pretty good, by the way, everyone.
Really, Atlas.
So you can use it to reposition yourself, something that Ruler's also pretty good at, and then be able to get all that consistent damage, even though you're on a lower range champion. But can be dangerous into this composition as Chovy is going to find the charm there onto Showmaker. He avoids the Orb of Deception return damage, which is, of course, the most relevant. Chovy's going to get back underneath his turret here. Still plates available in the mid lane as we're ticking towards 12 minutes in the game. Still about 2.5 on those plates. Seismic Shard with a few points in it. It is going to start doing a fair bit of damage here to Doran. But right now, I don't think, Doran's kind of at the point where he's like, well, hurting this Malphite is becoming very difficult. He's going to try and keep these waves shoved. Is Chovy going to get True Shot barraged? Don't know whether that's how that one's supposed to work, but Chovy just collects himself the cannon minion and backs away.
Yeah, but using Spirit Rush just before the Drake fight might be a problem as Birdle.
Yeah, Doran taking a bit of damage back, but does win out on the trade for now.
Yeah, I think Birdle doesn't... He has teleport as well, so I think he wants to hold his teleport for the possible fight around Drake. Otherwise, I don't want to go for that, but...
Ooh, all the money going to Canyon. It's not the best for what Showmaker wants to do this game.
Also, there's... Yeah, because there's a... Thank you for the visual storytelling, Jonas Strong. There's a one-play turret on bot side. Of course, not the optimum value. And it's possible that Damwon just calls, yeah, no, I'm getting this. Don't bother investing. It's fine. We'll make it. No Unleashed Teleport available right now, so Birdle can't actually join this fight, but it looks like Damwon is going to get a Drake.
We could be going to September as well. No, we're not. It is going to be an Ocean Soul. Would have liked the Earth, Wind, and Fire, personally. Could have made things a bit spicy. But the Ocean is going to allow at least some recovery after some poke, or some mana available for the poke, which is definitely good news for both teams. Something worth fighting over. Also, all of the extra brushes for this coral reef to lurk in. Speaking of which, he's going to throw down the ultimate, and now Doran gets himself a big old shield. Does have to flash, though, as the Seismic Shard comes in, and Birdle locks down the solo kill. Now to get back under his turret, but it's not going to work, as the horse was there, and the answering kill comes down. But the solo from the Malphite really showing that this matchup has turned.
Matchup not fun at this point forward for the Jace, because he doesn't have flash as well. And with Peanut showing on top side, picks up the kill, which is nice. But also means that this bot side turret is going to go towards Damwon Kia, and Ooh, I gotta say, Atlas, right now, what Damokia is showing here is overall out-trading. Showmaker gone for the Everfrost LeBlanc here, so really prioritizing setup and the ability to play both offensively and defensively as well, right? Too aggressive of a jump forward from Chovy or Peanut overextending can now get punished way more.
Yep, I also really like Everfrost when you've got an unstoppable force there as well, because the distort in while that ult's coming down and then getting that CC. As the charm is going to come through, Showmaker taking a lot of damage. Chovy not opting for the all-in.
Oh, I like this a lot. He doesn't have ult.
He doesn't have ult. Does have full health as he's trying to avoid Doran. Gets stunned up by the Solar Flare though. 1 versus 3. He's just put into the bouncy castle and he is going to be so dead. Nothing the Coral Reef can do. And Gen G are going to be able to get to work on this turret as well.
Nicely done there by Gen G. Very necessary. Will be able to pick themselves up. At the very least, the turret. Pulling back the gold lead in their favor with this kill.
I really like the answer. Immediate punish on the missed shock blast.
잡았어.
And able to get that kill.
제이스 덕분.
And the key thing here is that, gotta see, I'm not 100% sure who got the actual kill hit. Doran would be ideal, but I think it was Peanut. Is that, while it's good to punish a Malphite like this, and it, yeah, okay, Doran getting it is really good. And it does help a lot. At the same time, Bertel's value isn't really going to change, and that's why it's so important that Doran picks up that kill. He is very reliant on hitting spikes, right? If he doesn't get that, it's going to be a lot harder. As Peanut still making his presence known, but sees the Coral Reef and it's like, no, no. Let's not.
Yeah, it does throw down the control ward. Smart stuff here as the Malphite trying to work out where he wants to be right now. Does have his ult back up, which is crucial. We still haven't really seen a fight yet, though. We've seen a whole bunch of skirmishes. Gen G ahead by about 1,000 gold, as they were able to get a lot of money onto Doran after getting that pickoff.
Yeah, it's again, the story of the game is the same. As the laning advantage for Gen G are just huge. Even with the bot lane being effectively sacked, just because of Chovy and Doran's laning, they have been able to get themselves a fairly sizable lead here, but as mentioned previously, unlike last game, Gen G's composition, playing it out into Dalmonkia can definitely be hard with the amount of counter-engage kiteback that they have available.
Yep.
So the engage needs to be extremely crisp.
Yeah, they also need to have vision on this Malphite at all times. Right now, he's just chilling in the mid lane, and so that is going to be ticked off. Showmaker gets hit, but has some honey fruit here that he can enjoy. And Damwon now just trying to make the map dark for Gen G. Chovy's moving down towards the bottom side. It looks like Shirley is not on the menu here for Gen G. Not too worried about it as Doctom going very aggressive. True Shot Barrage lands onto both bottom lane members, and that is going to be enough priority for them to crash this wave into the outer turret mid lane. I love this brute force.
More importantly, 45 seconds still to Drake. With the pressure that they can get themselves here and possibly a Rift Herald as well, they can push that down towards mid. And while that's nice, if you give over a soul point, an Ocean Soul to a Malphite into a composition like this, and Ezreal with Conqueror, Exhaust,
yeah, it's nuts.
Good luck.
And
it's
going to
be fun.
The thing I loved about that from Doctom is the fact that he sees Chovy show on bot lane, and immediately he's arcane shifting forward. Immediately they're trying to execute on the advantage that they have with just having more players in that mid lane. So often we see these K-Rams just continue on and on and on no matter what happens, because no one's willing to pull the trigger. I love the idea of, well, we have an advantage, we have to push it.
At the same time, Gen G has hit a couple of crucial spikes here, but
they have to fight for this one.
They have to. But for Rula, he isn't quite at the stronger point that he'd like to be. There is a relative lack of vision, so it's also hard, because Gen G can actually get a lot of poke down. Not quite as much yet. As Doran.
Yeah, chains are going to connect. He's already flashed, and Everfrost is going to come through. Not exactly the most damage. True Shot Barrage, though, will do it, and Doctom gets another kill. Oh, dear.
That's so big. Because that is your most reliable way to set up properly for these fights. Gone.
Yeah. And as well, without that mid-outer turret, we're going to have a teleport to the inner here from Chovy. They're just going to give this up. That is Soul Point going over to Dalmonkia. It's looking like a very different game than game number one, a game where Gen G had so much control, even over the map in the early to mid game. This time it is starting to turn much sooner. Gen G are really going to have to get things online start trying to find some of these big fights, utilize their big AoE ultimates as Chovy now looking for Doctarm. Doctarm going to flash, gets himself out of the way, Charm goes wide, but they get the flash out of the Ezreal. Big news.
Really nicely done there by Chovy, able to aggressively force that summoner. Means that Doctarm won't have the same amount of corrective playmaking potential.
제이스 노플. 제이스 노플인데 와볼래? 제이스 노플이야. 노플이야.
Jace no flash, Jace no flash, Jace no flash.
안 되냐 이거? 잡았는데.
We got him.
오케이.
Oh, okay, at the end there. Showmaker feeling a bit of the pressure here from just the tone of his voice.
Oh, Doran, there's no vision. Is Jonas Strong playing with us? No, I think Bertle's... Oh, Doran senses it. That's big.
Yep.
Him dying there would have been really unfortunate. He is just standing in the lane, though. I don't know if Bertle has actually spotted him. Doesn't look like it. They're still waiting. And in a little bit, Doran's going to see, and it's going to be like, okay, I made a great call.
Yeah, he definitely did. That is going to be the back to come through from Doctarm as Gen G now pushing out this mid lane. 4 members just lurking towards this top side. You can see Doctarm cheating towards the bottom side of the lane. Absolutely what he needs to do. Back comes through from Kellen.
It's so hard for Gen G right now because they haven't quite hit the spikes.
Showmaker spots Peanut. He might have actually face-checked right there. He still might as he's moving back towards this inner turret. Jonas Strong, man, he is really making sure he keeps the intensity up, and I love it.
We have to, because as big as the lead is for Damakia right now, it's mostly on Doctarm. And yes, that team fight is really strong, but so is Gen G's. And because of how Gen G have been playing out the map thus far, we actually do see that they are very much ahead, or even in terms of items. Crucially, Ruler is getting closer towards that Nashor's, and that's when I think Gen G is going to have a little bit more impact, and it's not going to be as reliant on Doran hitting the big shock blasts. But maybe Doctarm has been accelerated too much. That is entirely a possibility. He's getting closer to his Surreal does.
Yeah, it's going to be 3 items for the Ezreal. He's going to be absolutely huge.
That's
Chovy
full armor.
through the shield.
Yeah, that's a full armor Birdle. That is the... I mean, Chemtech has a little bit of a mark.
Yep.
Because Chovy is going for Banshees, which really good into things like the chains and maybe an ultimate from Birdle, but not great, I'd say, into an Ezreal.
Doing damage. It means doing damage becomes
also, yes, because he also went Lucidity Boots, and this build is fine if you go for Horizon Focus, because that's when the damage amplification on your Everfrost and on your Charm turns you into a threat.
Wow, that's just an ultimate. Bertle is not messing around. Doran gets a big old shield, but it's a pretty fast rock. Doran does manage to back his way out. Didn't have flash, but yeah, I guess Bertle just wanted to take control of the lane. Send a message, the ult not on a massive cooldown.
Also showcases that Jace just not loving it. And Showmaker can say hello to Peanut and say goodbye immediately afterwards.
Yeah, bit of a love tap. It's fine.
Hello.
50 CS going to be the lead for the Jace, and does also have the Eclipse, so a bit of lifesteal available. And he's been playing very respectfully and still staying really far ahead. I have to say, bit of a shout out to Doran, who's been inconsistent, to say the least, here for Gen G in a lot of their games.
Oh, him and Ruler are going to have to do some heavy lifting, though. I don't know if Ruler has enough gold to finish his Nashor's just yet. Sitting on 1100 now. I'm pretty sure that on the next wave, he'll be at least fairly close. And again, the moment you get your Evolve on Kai'Sa, the entire game just changes for you. You get so much more agency and the ability to reset on your Ws, even though they're not going to hurt as much with this build. It is ready. And this spike, combined with the Benchiesville, combined with Doran sitting on a 2.5, has the last Whisper now as well. Peanut finishing at Deadman's plate.
You need to get these spikes ASAP though. 30
honestly,
seconds. Get your items.
If you can, buy pots, because this is a win or make or break, win or lose fight for Gen G, I think. If you give over the Ocean Soul, even though it's not the strongest of souls, on the composition of Damakia, I think it's going to be hugely problematic. If it makes his way, oh yeah, that's Boda got hit. Oh no.
Did he though?
No.
Yeah, not sure about that. Well, Gen G in position on this brush as Canyon able to get into his mist.
It does hurt Canyon. Yeah.
Yep, that is true.
That's something.
Gets the reset as well, as Ruler is going to find yet another reset. Doesn't do any damage at all. Controller goes into the back of the pit. And Showmaker looking to try and punish as Lehen's just missed times the Zenith Blade. Man, that was so incredibly close. Could have been extraordinarily huge. In the end, doesn't mean a whole lot. Showmaker still playing aggressively. Gets the Banshee's Veil off Chovy. Very important. As Canyon avoids the Shock Blast, but Docdom not going to be so lucky. Kellen as well. Oh, sorry, Showmaker as well. Going to be going back home. And it might be that Damwon Kia just give this one up. They can afford to do so, but they want to be able to lock down this Soul as quickly as possible. Shock Blast just barely mistimed as well. As Chain is going to take the horse for a walk. As Peanut looking to tidy up all of this vision as best he can, but he's starting to go down low. Good charm is going to connect immediately. The Malphite just blows up, and now your big counter engage tool is no longer there. And Gen G, they should be able to take this. Damwon Kia not going to be able to fight this one out. Bertle, big misstep.
Essential charm there from Chovy. If that goes any other way, Damwon Kia might be able to get themselves a soul. This time around, not going to happen. Really, really big moment there from the mid laner from Gen G. And as you're saying, crucial misstep there from Bertle. Gets charmed, looking for possibly an engage. Damwon Kia is still looking.
Yep, Showmaker still being frustrating. Dives on over, finds the Everfrost. The horse taking a lot of damage. True Shot Barrage. It's going to be answered by the Onslaught of Shadows. Getting away that tool from Peanut, definitely good news. But not going to mean too much here at this stage of the game. The Baron is available 25 minutes into the game, but I don't think anyone really has that on their mind right now. So we're going to have a look at this charm once again. Utilizing vision so beautifully here was Chovy.
Crucially, hitting the one engage tool that is available. And this is where the fight between these two compositions gets really, really cool, really, really exciting, is who does more? Is it Showmaker and Docdom, or is it Doran, and is it Ruler? Because Damwon Kia, I think, have a little bit more reliable poke, and they should be able to land it a little bit more consistently. Again, I think Ruler's poke, while it's going to be strong, not going to be as threatening as in some of the other builds, but the engage is a lot better for Gen G. They have Hecarim, they have a Leona as well, so if they want to pull the trigger, or as we saw there with the Chovy charm, they definitely can. So it creates a really cool back and flow where, especially in this Ocean Rift, vision is so incredibly important because it allows you to not only dodge your opponent's poke, but also hit your own. And in the case of Damwon, Gen G's too good. They are, I guarantee you, they will not get hit by an unstoppable force fired at them if you're not flanking. Right? Like, it's just, unless they think they can take it, not going to happen. And that's not great engage, honestly.
Well, that's an unstoppable force that did hit. Canyon's going to get the follow-up stun there as well. Doran's going to flash, get himself out of the way. Bertle trying to ignore this damage as best he can as Canyon locks down the kill. He can't get the reset though, so it's a 2-for-1 in favor of Gen G, and there is a very low turret for them to take as well. This is so much of an advantage for Gen G.
Third time the charm. Beautiful bait coming through there from Gen G. And the first couple of times that Doran got hit by that, he almost died. So Damwon says, oh, that's a freebie. No problem whatsoever. And of course, crucially here, the trap.
It's all a bait.
It's all a bait. It really is. And even though they trade up very, very nicely with Chovy and Peanut immediately making their way over.
But
and
double Everfrost as well out of that Ari, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of value.
And crucially, there was no counterplay available for Damwon. There was no cross map that they could go for. Only good thing that came out of that for Damwon is Canyon finishing his death stance. But we do see Bertle. Malphite's really good when you're going in. Going out, not really an option, so you need to be very, very decisive. And he is about to get Flame Horizon, and I do think that this is something that we've seen with other players like Keen as well, is that while the Malphite is a strong pick, as ironic as it sounds, does actually require a fair bit of mastery, right? He's a champion that has a lot of threat, both in terms of the laning phase and in terms of the ultimate, the pressure that it provides. But at the same time, once you're in, you're in.
Yep. It is certainly feast or famine in a lot of instances. He is going to get tanky as this game goes along. It's not massively important for him to have a lot of money because he's basically an ultimate walking around. Wants to try and get that attack speed lowered of his opposition as well, so if he can get on top of Ruler in one of these fights, especially with this build, it will be important. But the AP is starting to come through here for Ruler, and so he's going to basically do it all. He just wants to get every evolution sorted out and be a poke machine, consistent damage machine, magic damage machine. And AP damage machine. Just multiple machines here for the Kai'Sa.
I really like the Nashers, as mentioned previously. Even though Bertel, with how the state of the game is right now, I don't think it's going to be the biggest issue for Ruler to get through, even if he went for a more AD heavy build. Right now, not going to get taken down. Crucially for me is what's Doctom's Mythic going to be, as he gets hugely chunked. And again, Drake coming up in a very, very short amount of time.
Yeah.
Because with how this game has been played, I honestly wouldn't mind him going for a more AP heavy build because it gives so much more oomph. Could even go for a Lethality Mythic if that is the way that you want to go. There isn't really anyone super tanky on Gen G.
I want Prowler's Claw so bad, man. I really
Yeah,
want to see it.
honestly, I take an Eclipse or a Dustblade if it means that we get that. But yeah, you know what I'm waiting to see is.
Yeah, it's a good
Ooh,
arcane
that's
shift
flash.
there from Doctom. Oh, and
It's
flash.
flash. Yeah, that's
use
the
the
problem.
flash instead. I tell a lie, I'm so used to talking about it, but Doran going to take a fair bit of damage back.
Oh, look at bot wave. Very, very big.
Yep, Showmaker gets into the back of this pit. Good vision available here for Gen G, though. Has control of this brush to the right of the pit. Always so important here. Vision picked up by Gen G. The charm is going to connect once again onto the rock.
Oh.
The follow-up's not quite there, though, but he's still down to 50% health. It's going to be very difficult for the Malphite to find these engages.
Showmaker.
Yeah, gets into the pit here. There's now Peanut. Does spot. But can he actually steal this one away is the question. It's going to be Canyon, so they managed to get the Soul 3-man knockup with the Unstoppable Forces. Bertel able to run his way out of it as well. It is going to be the kill onto the Viego, though, as Ruler Killer Instinct onto Bertel, but he's slowed down. Yeah, this Coral Reef is not long for this world, and as an Australian, that makes me feel very sad.
Crucially there, though, is that the Soul goes over. And that is a big win for Damwon Kia. Gen G, with the time being stalled up by Bertel. I hope they try and go for Baron. I think they have a lot of Baron damage available, and at the very least threatening it and forcing Damwon Kia to respond could be a thing. It looks like they don't want to take that risk. Want to play it a little bit safer instead. Ooh, that was blind.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Catches him on the way through.
And it looks like Kia
it's
get
really
pushed back.
Yeah, it's starting to really feel like Gen G are taking some good control, though, even if they did have to give up the Ocean Soul. Next is going to be that flip that you guys all wanted to see. I know flipping for Elder Drakes is peak macro League of Legends, as we all know.
I've seen a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know what another thing is? Not only flipping for Elders, but better draft, winning or losing, it's just not a thing in challenge. It doesn't exist. And wonder whether we're going to see something similar here. But with Gen G's poke as strong as it is and a sizable gold lead, it's still it needs to hit. Oh, Bertel.
Oh, no.
Oh, there's so many people in the brush.
It's a pretty high value award for the information that it provided, even if it was very short-lived.
Are they going to get?
Are
they caught?
To try and be
Oh,
corralled. That
boy.
is going to be the chains connecting onto Lehens. He takes half of his health bar, but he's Leona. And Gen G kind of in the Thunderdome right now. See whether they can survive this one. Lehens is going to be the first one to get engaged on, and he's very, very far away from the rest of his team. Chovy was looking for Bertel on the flank, but he gets the blast cone. He makes his way over. As True Shot Barrage not going to connect crucially onto Lehens. They've still got everyone alive, but can they actually win the fight is the question. The bootback Canyon is already dead, and Gen G now have the man advantage in the fight, but can they manage to win this one out? Bertel tries to get down there, but it's not going to work out, and Ruler grabs that kill. Now it's 5 versus 3. Damwon Kia still feeling like they actually want to fight this. They're not going to be able to. Their health bars are much higher. Just the amount of CC, the amount of engage control is Doctom. He's still very, very healthy, but in goes Ruler, shuts him down. And despite the position, despite the fact that Damwon looked like they wanted it, Gen G will wipe the floor with him.
And what a beautiful extended skirmish there from Gen G Atlas. Damwon Kia, they try to push, because if you get them there, that's the win. Right there. But instead, they overstep crucially. Little bit too impatient, not wanting to take the time. Doctom, he did so much damage there, but it wasn't enough. Canyon getting blown up immediately with ult, with flash available.
Yeah.
Now Gen G, monstrous gold lead.
It's just huge. Grab themselves the Baron. They'll steal away the enemy jungle as well.
That was
Ruler holding
Ocean
onto
Soul.
his killer instinct as well was just absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look at this one more time. Bertel trying to find that flank angle. Chovy pushing him away.
Yeah, Bertel crucially forced to defensively alter in a little bit as the engage
Yeah,
comes through.
there it is.
But I think that's fine. I think Damwon Kia Canyon is an example as well. Just play it too fast. Again, look at Showmaker's health right now, and look what it's going to be by the end of the fight. They sustain up so much because they have Ocean Soul. If Bertel and Canyon played a little slower, because both of them try to go in, not being able to really do anything, you might win this. And then, man, Lahens. Honestly, if he doesn't find these plasma stacks on top of Dokdam and locks him down, I don't know if Ruler gets that kill, but instead, as you pointed out, waits for the crucial moment. And this is probably the game-winning fight for Gen G.
100%.
That means, you know what that means, Atlas?
That means it's the best of 3. That means it's the best of 3. It means we're heading towards a potential 3-1 or 3-2 for either of these teams.
Yes.
As long as Gen G can break open this base and secure the win. This is, of course, with Elder on the map in 1.5 minutes. And the Baron will get Gen G exactly to that sweet spot by being able to push in all of these waves with help of the Baron, control the vision, and try and lock down this Elder. It's all but in the bag. See whether they can follow through. Charm is going to miss. Good wagon wheel to slow down the Ahri, but she's not going to take any damage or anything like that. As Doran trying to take down the turret. He will be able to do so, but True Shot Barrage is going to do a lot of damage to the Jace. He's dead. Canyon's managed to grab that kill. He's going to transform into a Jace now, but immediately he's punished as Peanut locks down that kill. So 4 versus 4, but low health bars on Damwon. And Gen G have broken open the mid lane. Bottom side will do the same thing as there are siege minions that are buffed up and just wailing on the inhibitor turret. Inhibitor goes down in the mid lane, stays alive on the bottom side, but still the base is looking pretty barren for Damwon.
Elder in about 30 seconds as well. Good luck contesting for that one with the current state of the map. Showmaker trying to go for truly very, very Herculean effort, but it's not going to be enough. Peanut also playing an impeccable game of the Hecarim here, able to hit the key ultimates. 4, 1, and 8 right now. And from this position, playing Hecarim feels like the best thing in the world. You're ahead, you can go for any engage.
Yeah. Ooh, Void Seeker not going to find Showmaker here. Good little stun onto Peanut.
Oh yeah, Ruler's level 16. That's a level 3 killer instinct.
Yeah, he's
Can
got his
basically
Sonya's completed
join
as well.
everything, right? If he wants to, he can go in. And for Damwon Kia. You need to contest this one, but I don't think you can. I think the gold lead now, too big for Gen G. Look at these item spikes. Full build for Doran.
Ooh,
10 stacks for Magi's for Chovy. Ruler effectively being full build.
The Void Seeker's really starting to hurt as well, as you can see. Canyon down beneath half health. If Ruler hits another one, I mean, he's just dead. Either it just kills him outright, or there's an ultimate to follow up. Good solar flare from Lahens to deny any sort of engage. Shock Blast onto Kellen means that he's out of this fight. Void Seeker will just kill him. Goodbye. Ruler locks down that kill. Canyon is going to be here at least, but he's tagged by another one. Ruler, are these magnetized? What is going on? The Unstoppable Force does fly down. True Shot Barrage gets so much value. But in goes Ruler now. Dokdam goes golden. But that is just going to wait his step. No, lives. Arcane Shift gets himself away. But still, it's going to be the Shock Blast. The Rock goes down. The Ezreal to follow. And Showmaker, he is just going to have to watch his Nexus fall, I believe, as he does manage to chain up the horse. They don't even need an Elder. They're just looking to finish this game.
And Peanut sprinting towards those turrets. It's going to be 1 against 1, Atlas.
Yep, it's
this
the
series
best of
not
3
over
now.
yet.
It's absolutely true. The Charm not going to connect there onto Showmaker. But these Nexus turrets are a formality. Skellen gets on in here. Doran is just going to buy some space for his team. And Chovy is going to go down. But still, I think Ruler should be able to deal with this. Showmaker dives forward. Not going to be enough. And the Nexus falls down. Gen G bring us to an even series.